What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another quick segment of encouragement. All right. If you've been tuning in this week, let me know in the comments what's been your favorite video so far this week. Let's jump into today's, shall we? Check this out. This is important notes. If God gave you two things, which one would you choose? One, success. Two, prosperity. Three, wisdom. Four, health. Five, faith. Six, strength. All right. If God only gave you two of these, which would you pick? All right. Now let's look at the verse that I chose to connect with this. This is 1 Kings 3:5, the New Living Translation. It says, that night the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream. And God said, what do you want? Ask and I will give it to you. What do you want? Okay. Now, if you know anything about Solomon, he's known as the wisest man other than Jesus to ever walk the face of the earth. So when God asks him, what is the one thing I could give you? What he asked God for was wisdom to lead his people. Now, I beg you, go and read the rest of these verses and you'll see what God gave him because he asked for wisdom. He gave him everything else, right? Wisdom has a way of opening us up to everything else. Now, if you look at this list again, success, prosperity, wisdom, health, faith, strength, he had all of these things because he asked for the right thing. Now, I don't know what you're asking God for right now. All right, looking at this list right here, if you were to be honest, in the comments, I want you to tell me honestly, and you can just put the number. You don't have to write the word out. Which of these two would you select? Okay. Which would you select? Is it 1 and 4? Is it 2 and 5? Is it 3 and 6? Which would you select? Because obviously now that you've read what Solomon has asked for, he asked for wisdom. And God told him, because you asked for this, I'm going to give you everything else. So what is the greatest thing we can ask God for? The greatest thing we can ask God for is forgiveness. It's to ask Christ into our heart. But the next thing would be to ask him for wisdom. Because if you have wisdom, it's going to direct you toward all the other great things that God has for you. So, beautiful thing also in the book of James, the Bible tells us that if a man lacks wisdom, if you don't have wisdom, all you have to do is ask God. And God will give you wisdom freely, right? He doesn't hold wisdom back from you. Here's something to think about. You can't ask for wisdom if you're not willing to use the wisdom God has given you. You've got to use what he's given you. Wisdom and knowledge is not the same thing. Knowledge is just knowing a thing. Wisdom is knowing it and then applying it, and then you start seeing results in your life. Okay? To know something and not apply it is foolish. Right? I heard a preacher once use the definition or the example of a doctor who smokes. He knows smoking is bad for you. So when he takes a pull off his cigarette, that's not wise because he knows what it's doing to his body. He has knowledge, but he doesn't have wisdom. So if I could persuade you to ask God for anything, I would persuade you to ask God for the wisdom to live a life that honors him. And if you ask him for that, may open up the door for you to have all these other blessings in your life. Now, before you sign out, double check that you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button too, so YouTube sends this out to more people. But I do want you to take a moment and leave me a comment. Let me know which of these two you would have selected. And just because I said wisdom, you don't have to select wisdom, but let me know which of these two you would have selected. All right? Make sure you share this video with someone you love, encourage them. This will be fun to see you guys' answers. Watch it, share it, and live it. Now let's get busy living the life. God bless you.